The project is not just about the Wildlife Trust going in and making new grasslands or having to restore them ourselves. It's about engaging a wide sector and a wide audience to do that for themselves as well, and for us to support them in doing that. We've given people support and grazing advice and suggesting where appropriate machinery and certain techniques may be the best option. We've also been out and surveyed as well. A large part of our project, though, has been about going out and restoring sites where they may have declined over years, or where linking up different farmers, together actually, so that between themselves they can get sites managed more effectively. So our vision is very much for West Dorset and how we can integrate the environment into the general working life of everybody really who lives in West Dorset. The Pastures New project is actually what we call a living landscape project, which is not just about the environment, it's about how people interact, it's about the social connections, it's about the cultural connections, it's about the working and locally economic environment as well. It's also supplying some of those services to agriculture. Hay meadows like this support a vast range of invertebrates and insects who are actually great pollinators. But much part of the wider vision is trying to close the gap between this is conservation and this is farming. It need not be so. It's land management, and actually the both should be integrated on certain levels. And that's very much about what we're trying to sort of perpetuate as a culture within the whole thing. What we've actually managed to achieve so far actually is we've created over 70 hectares of new grassland. We've managed several hundred hectares of restoration of grassland that was declining. And to throw that into the mix, although the grassland's been the theme, in addition, we've done a whole lot of work on hedgerows, ponds, all different ways of actually enhancing the grassland and the fields themselves. So it's actually brought in a whole lot of different engagement. In West Dorset, much of the character of the area is where our grasslands and sort of linear woodlands sort of mesh together in what we call mosaics. So we're broadening out all of that habitat and that awareness to local farmers to actually take it upon themselves to do it. And I have to say, a lot of the farmers we work with actually are really very knowledgeable in their own right and have been very supportive in what we've been doing. So where to next? We've done our initial 5 to 6 years of our Pastures New project. What we've done is we've taken those lessons that we've learnt from that and we're going to perpetuate them even further. It's very much at the heart of our Living Landscapes work. So we've reviewed what was good about it, what didn't work quite so well, and we're going to take those lessons and take them on into a much broader set of environmental advice and support. So even though here at the Wildlife Trust our main product is wildlife, we still have the benefit of some really fantastic beef and some fantastic lamb. It can be done, and it's all a question of scale and just with a bit of advice and support really.
About 12 years ago this field was put into a nitrate vulnerable zone, and we've got a watercourse all the way around the outside of the field. And so the area next to the watercourse, we were very restricted on what we could do with it. We'd always had a hankering to grow a wildflower meadow, and we started to think that perhaps this was an opportunity. We couldn't do much else with the field. And there was obviously a financial incentive too, because when we went down that road we could incorporate this crop into our entry-level stewardship scheme. And that's pretty much how we came to think about it. And then we, as the years went by, we came across the Dorset Wildlife Trust, who gave us a few pointers and quite a bit of help. We had no idea whatsoever how to go about establishing a wildflower meadow, and we had various help on or suggestions on what we might do. The first thing was to not put any fertiliser on the land for a couple of years to try and reduce the fertility. So we did that, and then Dorset Wildlife Trust analysed the soil for us and told us what we could grow and what we couldn't grow, and offered to provide us with help, provide us with a seed. Personal satisfaction is the number one thing, I think, really, just being able to have a field like this. We are fairly intensive farmers on our other ground, and It's just nice to have one area at least that's not farmed so intensively. As I said earlier, there is a financial incentive. It comes into our entry-level stewardship plan, and we receive, for our 70 acres, we receive about £900 per year annual payment for being in the entry-level stewardship scheme, and this one field contributes to about a third of that.